G'day guys, Matt from Resultz Gym, and welcome to our video series on the warm-ups. Now this first video we're going to cover endurance-based warm-ups, or if you're just doing aerobic exercises. So things like running on the treadmill, on the spin bikes, on the rower and on the stepper. Any of those things where we're not generally going to exceed 70 to 75% with our heart rate. It's still important to get that little bit of a warm-up as you go. Unlike when we're doing our high intensity and resistance-based warm-ups, this is very brief, very quick. It shouldn't take you too long because we're not exceeding a high percentage of output with our training. I mean, me personally, if I go out for an endurance run, I'll just incorporate running at a slower pace for about 5 minutes before I pick it up to my normal endurance run pace. So one thing to remember, guys, generally we're going to be using a lot of legs, all right? So we do need to warm up a little bit around the hip flexors and areas. That might just be as simple as jogging on the spot, okay? Just to get the heart rate up, to get the blood, to get the circulating, to get everything moving around. Your joints will become more fluid, okay? They won't be so clunky, especially during winter. Now you can jog on the spot for a little while, or you can even get on the treadmill and do a bit of walking and slow jogging. After that, you might want to get off the treadmill, or if you're going to go for a run up and down in this back room, in the functional training room, then what you want to do is start taking those muscles to the full range of motion. Now, one of the ways we can do that, to start with, we might want to firstly rotate, roll the ankles around, maybe 5 rotations one way, then 5 the other way, just to take that ankle joint to the full range of motion. Okay? It's also a good way to identify any soreness or stiffness or potential ankle injuries that you might have that you don't feel. Okay, rather than just getting straight on the treadmill, booking it up to about 13 k's an hour and off you go. Another one to take the full range of motion, guys, is just a couple of split squats or just pulse lunges. Just down and up. What this one does is it takes the hip flexors and those things just to the full range of motion. So when you are on the treadmill, it just stretches them out a little bit, okay? You only need to do 5 or 6 on each leg. It's not a huge one, but just some body weight work. You know, you don't have to load up with any sort of weights or anything like that. A few of those, and potentially a few squats as well, just to really increase that length in the rear chain muscles, the hamstrings through the glutes, just nice and easy. Also, if you are going to be doing any sort of uneven ground or a bit of stair running, a little bit of cross-country running, potentially lift the leg up and open the gate. So open these up. This will really help open up those hip flexor muscles, okay? Open it up and back down and so forth. You only need to do, like I said, about 3 or 4 of them. Another good way is a little bit of forward and backwards flexion, okay? So make sure that back is nice, neutral spine, hands on the hips, okay? We're just coming down, okay? And once we get down to the bottom, we just slowly come up. We do a little bit of hyperextension as well, okay? Maybe a little bit of sideways movements. A little bit of sideways bends, not a huge amount, and potentially a bit of circumduction, okay? A little bit of circles one way, a little bit of circles the other way. In particular, especially if you are going to be going over any uneven ground. And from there, guys, it's just a matter of, like I said, with the endurance, getting onto it, keeping it that specific, whether it's 60 to 75% of your maximum heart rate, and just going for that length of time. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Once again, it is an important, if you feel like you want to do a little bit more of a warm-up, jump onto the either high intensity, the joint mobility warm-up video, all right, and that's a lot more comprehensive where we're really mobilizing the joints because we're doing it at a high intensity level.